Yeah, once again, welcome to my periodic table of elements, visual periodic table class, next class. In this, I will continue with the periodic table, previous informations. Recapturing the things I've discussed about the periodic table, and I told that periodic table is useful way of organizing elements and it arranges the elements in order of their atomic number. That means how the periodic table right presently arranged is according to the atomic number only. And moving on to the other one, which is the number of protons in the nucleus is called atomic number. We should all know that what is atomic number is number of protons. And also it is said to be unique to every element. That means atomic number is a unique value for every element. Element to element, the characteristic property changes because atomic number changes. And we are told that the table also divides the elements into rows called periods in this, and columns will call it as groups. So rows are called periods and columns are called groups. Yeah, Dmitry Mendeleev, a chemist who devised the table, arranged the elements based on similarity of certain physical and chemical properties. Now we are observing that one here: hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. So in this arrangement, the column of arrangement is called as group. And the next one, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium. This is the second group. And when it comes to the scandium, this is scandium 21 atomic number, yttrium, and 57 to 71 are missing, and the 57 is lanthanum, and 89 is actinium. So scandium, yttrium, lanthanum, actinium, and next to lanthanum, the 14 elements are called lanthanides. They are placed below the periodic table. We'll call these actinides. After 89, they are actinides, and after 57, they are called as lanthanides. So actinides and lanthanides are said to be placed between alkaline earth metals and potassium metal and transition metals, but have been moved below the group, below the given them more space, because if you keep all these things in the periodic table, a lot of space is required. That's why the characteristic properties or similarities are also noticed. That's why they are present, they are located at the bottom of the periodic table. And moving on to the another one, titanium. This is what is zirconium, hafnium, rutherfordium. So these are D block elements. So scandium onwards, these are all D block elements started. And 23, vanadium, next niobium, titanium, tantalum, dubnium. Db is for dubnium. Next, chromium, molybdenum, tungsten, seaborgium. These are the chromium family. And manganese, technetium, rhenium, borium. These are manganese related things. And iron case, so iron column, we have iron, ruthenium, osmium, and hassium are there. Yeah, these are the osmium are there. And moving on to the next one, we have cobalt, rhodium, iridium, meitnerium also present. And next, we have neon, nickel, palladium, platinum, dermestidum. These are present in the next group. And next group we have copper, silver, gold, rhodium. So these are present in the coinage metals. Next, non-transition element, zinc, cadmium, mercury, copernicium. These are called non-transition elements. So from scandium, whatever the things are there, from scandium to this zinc, this set is called as, these are called D block elements. And from scandium to this copper, we'll call it as transition elements, this set, entire set. And below we have observed that lanthanum onwards. Next to lanthanum we have cerium is there, praseodymium, neodymium, promethium, samarium, europium, gadolinium, terbium. And after that terbium, we have dysprosium, holmium, erbium, thulium, ytterbium, lutetium also there. And coming to the next one, we have after actinium. After actinium, what are there? Nothing but after this study, if you see, after actinium, we have thorium, protactinium, uranium, neptunium, plutonium, americium, curium, berkelium. That is, berkelium is 97. Next, moving on to the 98 case. 98 is californium, 99 einsteinium, 100 fermium, 101 metallium, 102 niobium, and 103 lawrencium. So these are actinide elements. Moving on to the some additional things. After copernicium, we have 113 newly added elements, NH, fluvium, MC, LV, TS, or OG. So these are also added recently. So what we understand from this one is nothing but the element symbol we have noticed here in this periodic table like this. And every element has a unique symbol of one or more two letters. And these symbols ensure that scientists who speak different languages do not get confused while describing the same element. So that's why the symbols are given here. In this, this number indicates that atomic number 3. For lithium case, we are just example that atomic number is the number of protons in the nucleus of the element atoms. And the symbol is there, big letters, they are thick letters. The first letter of the symbol is always capital, but the second one is lowercase. And the next below the symbol, we have one more number is coming, value. So that is the atomic mass number. It's the average of all the atoms of element. It's not whole number because there are different isotopes or atoms for each element are there. So each with a different number of neutrons are also present. That is the thing. And moving on to the another information here, if you see elements of boron family, if you check it, this is are semi-metals and elements with the properties of metals and non-metals are there. So they are shiny like metals, but crumble easily like non-metals. So boron, that is aluminum, gallium, indium, thallium are present in this. Up to here, we'll see that. Next thing is carbon. If you see carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead are present. After that, nitrogen families in nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. Oxygen family, oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium are present. And the same way, we have this one, fluorine, halogen family, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine are present. Like that, you have this group is there. So the vertical column, noble gases, that means this group helium and its predecessors are that containing the gases. They are called as noble gases and which never form bonds with other elements and they are unreactive. So noble gases have separate chemistry is there. That is inert element chemistry. In that we have first one is helium. Next we have lithium. Next argon. Next krypton, xenon, radon. So these are the noble gases we observed. So in the groups run from top to bottom. So when we observe the groups, we have to check it from the top to bottom. So group members of the group column have the same number of electrons in the outermost shell will be there. For example, group 1 elements have 1 outer electron, while group 8 elements have 8 outer electrons will be there. That is the most common factor in the group cases. While that of period cases is the periods runs from left to right and the elements in the same period or row, they have same number of electron shells in the atoms. Shells is different and number of electrons is different. For example, if you take this lithium to fluorine, so all this lithium to neon, we have a number of shells are same. Okay, so the shell number is coming same means they are periods and the outermost electron number is coming same means that is they are groups. There comes under groups. Now, up to there, we observed in the last session also. Now, this session, we have discussed about the complete names and symbols of the periodic table in the beginning. Now, let us start the things related to the reactions and uses in this. After that, there are explosive reactions are there. Some of explosive reactions are there. In this chemical reaction, pure lithium reacts with the air to make a compound lithium oxide. So lithium oxide will be formed when pure lithium reacts with the air. It takes energy to break the links between lithium atoms and then make bonds with oxygen in the air. Reactions need energy to begin, but they often produce energy as heat and light. So reactions and their uses once we'll see in this part. Now let's see, the elements can combine in different ways to make 10 million compounds, possibly more, and as well as learning about the physical and the chemical properties of elements. Chemists also wants to find out how and why certain elements react with each other to form compounds. Actually, chemical reactions are happening all the time. During the reaction, what will happen? Substances change into new substances. The bonds that hold them are broken and then remade in a different combination. So that is the entire secret behind a chemical reaction. Now we are observing here one piece of pure lithium that is placed in a surface and is exposed to air, how it is got changed. And another one, you see, this is the red colored picture. It says the gas torch is used to heat the lithium, and in just a few seconds, it turns into red color. So, which is a typical color for this metal, which becomes hot. Next, very quickly, lithium catches fire. The white areas forming here are compound of lithium oxide, and which is a combination of lithium and oxygen. So this is nothing but lithium oxide. Next, we will see about a few information related to the mixers. The mixer is a combination of substance that can be separated by physical means such as filtering. It's not same as a compound where the ingredients are connected by bonds and only be separated using chemical reactions. Mixer can be classified into solutions, colloids, and suspensions. So three types are there in this. A solution case, if you see in this mixer, the substance is completely and evenly mixed and dissolved into another substance. Example, we have seawater is a solution. Like that of, you see the another kind here, colloids are there. This mixture contains unevenly spread particles and clusters and that are too small to see. Milk is an example. So milk is a colloid. While that of suspension, here this type of mixture consists of large particles of one substance floating in another substance. Muddy water is a suspension. So we can easily identify the sizes of the particles. Depending on sizes of the particles, we can clarify the difference between the mixture, colloidal, solution, and solution. Okay, let us move to this one. This is where sodium and chlorine atom are there. Sodium is giving electron, chlorine is receiving electron. In that case, a sodium atom donates one electron to chlorine atom, and this gives both atoms full outer electron shells will come after the transfer of electron. The second picture what is showing that this sodium will become positive and chlorine ion is negative. So these are now charged atoms now as ion. Sodium has a positive charge and the chlorine has a negative charge. The third picture, if you observe here, sodium is attracted to the end, forms a bond with chlorine, forming a molecule of the compound sodium chloride. So here, there is an electrostatic force of attraction, we call it as ionic bond form. Next, forming compounds. These are two kinds of bonds formed between the elements during chemical reaction. In an ionic bond, such as sodium chloride, one atom gives away electrons and other atom accepts them. So this results each having full outer electrons, shells will be there. And the other type is called as covalent bond. Second type of bond is covalent bond is there. In this, atoms sit together and share their electrons so that they have full outer shells will come after the sharing of electrons. Suppose if you take lithium example, and lithium also tries to lose electrons, forms ionic bonds. Because of its small size, it produces maximum covalent nature in the chemical reactions. Next, reactions in real world. In chemical reactions will actually happen all around us, and these are reactions when we cook, take medication, and breathe. When we cook, chemical reaction takes place. When medication, chemical reaction takes place. In breathing, chemical reaction takes place. That means this above image shows that rusty iron ship is there. We're observing this one, and over time, what happens? The element iron develops this red flaky layer which reacts with the oxygen present in water or air to form compound iron oxide. More commonly, we'll call it as rust. So this is regarding a very common and general information regarding the element's behavior that we called as ionic bond and covalent bond mixtures are formed. And we saw how lithium forms oxide also in this. This is as lithium bonds in air, it becomes lithium oxide. Now let us start with the element hydrogen. Pure hydrogen actually fills this glass sphere and produces a purple glow when it is an electric field. This is the hydrogen location in the periodic table. Let us study about hydrogen in this session. Hydrogen actually is the first element, and hydrogen is located above the alkali metals in the first column of the periodic table. The example, it is so difficult for the elements below it. Hydrogen is not included in their group because we observed here below the hydrogen, as we know what are they here. Below the hydrogen we have lithium is there, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium are there. But hydrogen is not included along with the alkali metals. Actually, is a gas as the simplest atoms of any element with one electron and one proton is there in this. Is said to be highly reactive and forms compounds with all kinds of elements in the periodic table. And we'll see what kind of the things related to this one. See, atomic structure of hydrogen, if you see, hydrogen atom has one electron moving around the nucleus consisting of a single proton. While that of physical properties of hydrogen, if you observe, hydrogen is the gas and is the lightest material in the universe. Pure hydrogen is rarely on Earth as it escapes quickly from the atmosphere into the space. Another thing, if you observe the chemical properties, hydrogen is highly flammable and it forms compounds with both metals and non-metals. Whereas the most common compound of hydrogen is water, and acids are compounds that contains hydrogen, as you all know. So these are the main things related to the hydrogen case. Now, if you see, this is hydrogen, a blue coloration here shown for the symbol. And in this, if you see the state of the hydrogen is gas, and discovery happened in 1766. And here we have one electron, one proton is there. There is no neutron is present in the hydrogen. This gas is stellar nursery is giving birth to thousands of stars. Is the Orion Nebula. This is. So pure hydrogen in a glass sphere is forming this type of purple coloration. That means hydrogen is trapped inside the glass sphere, and it gives off a purple glow when it electrified. And here also we are observing one more picture, that is the sun. Sun is I think about 4/5 of sun is hydrogen is present. That if you take Jupiter, the 3/4 of this planet is made up of layers of gases and liquid hydrogen is there in the Jupiter. Whereas water is a very common compound we are used, that is each water molecule has 2 atoms of hydrogen and one of the oxygens. So what is the importance of hydrogen? Hydrogen is the first member of the periodic table because it has the simplest atoms of elements. They contain just one proton and one electron, and in that we have observed that pure hydrogen is a transparent gas, and the biggest planets such as Jupiter and vast balls of hydrogen mixed with other gases such as helium and methane. On each hydrogen is commonly found in water, and Earth hydrogen is commonly found in water. Although is rare Earth's atmosphere, hydrogen is most common elements in the universe such as stars, such as sun, and contains large amounts of hydrogen at the center of the stars. On atoms, and atoms of this element are fused together, releasing heat and light. New stars form inside the nebulae, such as Orion Nebulae, and their clouds of hydrogen gas are slowly collapse in on themselves. Hydrogen gas is the lightest element of all, much lighter than air. This is why hydrogen-filled balloons can fly higher than the air-filled ones. Super cold liquid hydrogen gas is used as a rocket fuel. Also, atoms of hydrogen fuse together to produce a lot of energy. It's called as hydrogen bomb explosions. And moreover, most important thing, significant role of hydrogen is pure hydrogen is also clean energy source. Use the powers of some buses and cars. You can observe there is a picture here. There's a hydrogen powered bus here is there. Another there's so many things related to the hydrogen case here shown the pictures. It is a hydrogen filled balloon here we're observing here, and moreover the importance of hydrogen in the rocket fuels is observed here, and the rocket parts and they're explaining. And this chamber contains filled with liquid hydrogen is there here in this chamber. Another one, this chamber contains liquid hydrogen, oxygen with helps hydrogen to burn. Also another chamber in the rocket is there. The pumps control the flow of liquids as they enter the combustion chamber. Another point here, this lower part of this one is the combustion chamber where the liquids mix together creating explosion. So many space rockets use liquid hydrogen as fuel, and hydrogen reacts with oxygen to form extremely hot stream which blasts out of the nozzle, and this creates a thrust which pushes the rocket upwards. The point here, the bottom point here shown here is that the nozzle which emits the hot vapor pushing the rocket upwards. So this is the most important significance of hydrogen in the rocket developments. And another one here, if you see directly one picture, there is a Delta 4V rocket here. Here also mentioned about hydrogen's importance in that one. So another important thing is hydrogen peroxide is also an important component of hydrogen. It's a powerful rocket fuel, uses 45,460 liters. That is equal to 12,000 gallons of liquid hydrogen as fuel. So we have in this kind of rockets, hydrogen as a liquid fuel. That of hydrogen peroxide, if you study hydrogen peroxide, is a liquid is used as a cleaner. And margarine, if you take here, margarine is made up of vegetable oils thickened by adding hydrogen. And this balloon, if you observe the balloon can rise high into the atmosphere where sensors gather information about atmospheric pressure, temperature, and wind speed. They all filled with hydrogen gas. Another one, the only waste product of hydrogen fuel is which is nothing but steam, and using that one the bus can run. That is here shown. Another one, hydrogen bomb explosion. The powerful explosion was created by the fusing hydrogen atoms, and the bus is also run with efficient energy and runs on fuel cell fed with hydrogen. So after the hydrogen, we have lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium are there. Regarding the alkali metals, we will see in the next session. Okay, until we have till now what we observed in this one, I will recapture this 1 minute. That is, we have started with this session with introduction of periodic table. We have introduced the periodic table. Mendeleev periodic table we introduced, and that we told that periodic table elements are organized and arranged according to atomic number. After that, we discussed about the different symbols of the elements. We saw symbols of the elements with atomic number and mass numbers. As we have discussed S block elements, P block and D block elements, and some symbols and their importance we have noticed. Whereas the Dmitry Mendeleev periodic table telling about the chemical reaction, that means the elements and behavior observed in that Lithium case we observed in this case, that is the reactions and the uses of these elements. Observe lithium, how forms lithium oxide and its pictorial representation. So beautiful picture related to the lithium oxide formation and all we observed. Then after we studied about when the elements combines, what kind of solutions can be obtained, mixers, and what is the difference between solution, colloid, and suspension? Also, we have noticed. Whereas forming compounds, whatever the compounds are there, how the elements forms compounds, and what will happen when the reactions in the real world, how they are giving different kinds of compounds called rust and all when they expose it to atmospheric air and all these things. And now, after that, we have discussed in this session as hydrogen related information, that is how hydrogen filled glass tube turns different kinds of colors like purple color and all we observed. And also we observed exactly the location of hydrogen in the periodic table, but how it is why it is not placed along with the alkali metals also we observed, as it is a gas and moreover it has got a separate chemistry. That's why it is its chemistry is separate because of its unique properties of gases, and its reaction with all elements in the periodic table. Moreover, it's the lightest element, and the compounds formed by hydrogen and their uses in the rocket developments and all we observed. And along with what is the importance of hydrogen in sun also observed, and different stars like Jupiter, different planets also we observed. And most common compound in the world, that is water, and that water how is a very common example and useful thing for us in our domestic life also we saw in this one. So these are the things we have discussed in this session. Hope you got a complete idea about the initiation of the periodic table with hydrogen element in this lesson. In the next lesson, we will discuss about alkali metals. Until, have a nice day.